Just one quick thing to say. This is my disclaimer. Anytime that I show you an item that is more of a splurge item, remember, portion control is important. Only have it for that one day. And make sure you only have a serving size of it. Tip, big and important tip. If you make a big batch of brownies, cookies, anything like that, make sure you're buying Ziploc bags, sandwich bags. Put a serving size in each Ziploc bag, put it into your freezer, and then you can thaw it out the morning of or the night before your splurge day, so that you can have one portion size of those cookies or those brownies or that piece of cake. Just remember, portion control is so important so that you don't lose everything that you've worked for. Hello everybody. Okay, so today is Super Bowl Sunday. So any of my subscribers that does not live in the United States, what Super Bowl Sunday is basically watching a football game, and it's the championship, and a lot of people get really excited about it. This year's a little different for people. They're using Zoom and FaceTime to get with their family and friends that they normally would have over to their homes. This is pig out day. Everybody eats a lot of junk food. Sits around and watches the cool commercials that are made just special for the Super Bowl, because they usually have really cool, very entertaining, more than they normally do. They're usually a lot of fun to watch and very creative. And when they have a halftime show, and I don't know who's singing the halftime show this year, but I'm anxious to see what's going to be. So today I'm making my mom's lemon cake. I keep telling people how simple and easy it is to make my mom's lemon cake, but nobody listens to me. So I'm making a video on it to take you through the steps and to show you how easy this is. First, I'm using a boxed lemon cake. It's lemon cake, so you're going to use lemon cake box mix. I usually get Betty Crocker, but they were out of Betty Crocker, so I'm using Duncan Hines, and it's perfectly moist lemon supreme. So I always get the kind that's in the really moist cake mix because it just turns out better. You're going to need Jello pudding. Jello pudding brand is what I use. So it's lemon pudding. You put a box of lemon pudding in there. I always, to make my baking a little healthier, instead of using vegetable oil, I use coconut oil as a substitute. And you will need 3 eggs, because that's what this in the box. So at the beginning, you're going to follow the box mix. What really makes it unique and special is going to be the icing that I'm going to make in the end. That is when you want to pay close attention, because this is so easy to put this part together, okay? But it's when we get to the icing, pay attention to how I do it, because that is what really makes the whole entire cake unique compared to any other lemon cakes that you would have, okay? So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm wearing my favorite shirt. If you've seen my short on the shirt, that's why I bought this shirt. It says Save the Wildlife on it. So remember, we're animals' voices. We have to take care of our animals. That's our job. That's why we were put here on this earth. So anyway, let's get started. First of all, we're going to start with the cake mix. And if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel and check me out on my Facebook. And this is my splurge day. Of course, Super Bowl Sunday. Who isn't splurging on this day? In some more shape or form, right? If you live here in the United States, yes you are. And by the way, whoever watches the Super Bowl and really gets into it, I don't know the teams that are playing because I don't pay attention to the teams that much because I like to watch the commercials and the halftime show. That's what my big thing is. I hope your favorite team wins. I hope whoever's listening, I don't know what team you're going for, you're rooting for this year, but I hope they win. I hope your team wins. And you put the Jello mix. I'm going to call it Jello mix because it's Jello brand. Pudding mix. I'm going to mess you guys up, and one of you guys are going to have Jello in your head, and you're going to buy Jello instead of pudding mix. And you need to be boxed lemon pudding. Okay. Sorry. I'm going to mess you up. Not trying to. Alright. So, then we need 3 eggs. Now, here's a secret that my mom taught me, and I don't know if everybody else does what I'm about to do, but if you don't, good idea to do it. And there's one thing I need to do is I'm going to start my oven, so this is nice and warm by the time I'm ready to put my cake in. And yes, I am doing this at a different angle today, so I do have my stuff sitting on top of the stove. Okay. So what I always do is I break the eggs and I put them in one at a time. And the reason I do that is because who wants an eggshell in their cake? Come on, that's gross, right? Bite into the cake, all of a sudden you got this big piece of eggshell in your mouth. Ugh. Okay, so I always do it in a separate cup when I'm making it. That way I can kind of monitor it, check, make sure no pieces of eggshell has broke off into the egg yolk. Because who wants that in there? Okay. So that is my reasoning for that. Alright. Yay! Alright. We'll put the eggs away. I'm going to put those in. The next thing it's going to ask for, let me put this somewhere else for now. Okay. The next thing it's going to ask for is 1 cup of water. So I don't use water. I prefer to use milk over water because the milk gives it an extra little flavoring to it, and also it makes it a little bit richer. So that's a secret, you know. A lot of times people just follow, you know, box mixes to a T, and it actually makes your cake a little more flavorful and a little bit more rich if you want a richer cake if you use milk instead of water. So just a small tip. Everybody has their way. Everybody makes different. So it's kind of fun to see how different people bake and cook, I think. Because you can learn from each other. Somebody may have a tip or an idea that maybe you never thought of trying before. And you see it and you go, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'm going to have to try that. Okay. So, again, we use our favorite milk, which is the Great Value lactose-free milk. We love it. It's really good, and it's even better when you're baking because it's got a little bit of sweet to it as well. Okay, so then I'm supposed to put in 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. So again, I use coconut as my substitute. Healthier. This is a way to make your recipe a little bit healthier. A little bit more. Oh, I cannot get it perfect. Never hurts to go just a tad over, but you definitely don't want to go a tad under. So 1/3 cup vegetable oil. All right, guess what? We're ready to do. Time to mix it. So this is the easiest part of this cake, right? Is getting it all together. And like I said, this first part is easy, and the icing is so simple and easy to make. Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe how easy this cake is. You're going to love this. Sure you get it as nice and smooth as you can. Try not to have too much in your cake mix. Kind of a good idea. And I go deep down into the bottom, which I'm sure all the rest of you do the same thing to make sure that you don't miss any of that. You don't want to try to put it into your cake, and then all of a sudden you get to the bottom and you're not going to do this. See if I accidentally get this on my tablet. Nope, nope, it did good. Okay, here we go. Now, we got it all mixed. I'm going to put my, right there, my mixer right there. And she's mixed, so give me just a second. Guess when we got to put it into the pan. My husband's actually the one that got me started on using a spatula. I've always used just a big old tablespoon or something like that to mix it. But my hubby got me, my husband, I wish you could see, he's a really, really good cook. When he cooks for me, oh my gosh, or bakes, it's always, I think he's better at it than I am, just to be honest with you. But, so I love it when he actually does take the time to cook for me. Or bake me something. So anyway, but I never can get him on camera, so you guys will never get to see how awesome he is at all this stuff. But he's the one who got me started in using this spatula. Sorry, I gotta brag on him once in a while, right? Part of being married. We don't brag on each other, something's wrong. That's the way I look at it. Okay, and as you see, there we go. Now you can see. Sometimes I don't do the very best with these videos, and I'm sorry. I do make the best effort I can. But I love my mom's yellow cake. Number one, it's so easy, and I don't know. I just love lemon. I love sour stuff. One of my favorite things. So, question. If you think you know me from seeing some of my videos, and some of you out there do know me, if I had my choice and I had my 3 favorite candy bars put in front of me, and then somebody also put a thing of sour candy, Sour Patch Kids, something like that. Nerds, there's these 2 Nerds that's really good too. Which one do you think I would choose? Am I going to go for the chocolate? If I'm only able to pick one, would I go for the chocolate, or do you think I'm going to go for the sour candy? I'm just curious what you guys would say. So drop me a comment below. Let me know which one you think I would have picked. I had those choices in front of me. Chocolate or sour candy. Which one do I go for every time? Alright, here we go. Then you use the spatula, and I kind of take it and spread it out. I know you can't kind of, there we go. Perfect. And I spread it out to make sure it's nice and even all the way across. That way it cooks evenly. Alright, you guys, this is ready to go in the oven. I will see you guys in about 22 minutes, so you guys can see how I make my icing. Faye, who's ready to make icing. The cake's got about 10 minutes left, so let's get this icing made. So, what you're going to need for the icing, you're going to need a meat fork. Okay, that's one of the tools you need. You need lemon concentrate. You need powdered sugar to make this icing. Okay? So here we go. It takes 1.5 cups of powdered sugar for them to make the icing. So we're going to start. I'm going to use this big mixing bowl here, glass mixing bowl, and almost to 1. Shake it up, shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay, I know I sound weird. Sorry. For anyone out there that's probably about making money to make fun of me right about now. This is also the messy part. Okay, there's 1. And there we go. Okay, so here's the thing. This is up to each individual. The recipe actually calls for 6 tablespoons of lemon concentrate. 6 tablespoons of lemon concentrate. Me and my husband like it a little extra tangy and a little extra sweet. So you will see what I do to make it work that way. Else we can make this together. Okay, so we're gonna count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm supposed to stop because that's what the recipe calls for. I want you to watch. This is how much more I add in. 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. So I put in, if you don't like it as lemony as me and my husband does, you will stick to the recipe and only do 6 tablespoons of lemon concentrate. Okay? But if you're like me and my husband, you're going to add in 10 scoops of lemon concentrate. And then I just keep stirring it until it makes a nice glazed paste. And sometimes I add a little more lemon juice because of that, because I went over a little bit on the amount of powdered sugar that I was supposed to use. But we also like it a little bit sweeter. So for us, this will be perfect. All right. Here's what it looks like right here. Okay. So now let's wait for the cake to come out. See you in a minute. Okay, so I want you to see the cake more than me. As you can tell, it's got a golden brown on the top. So, remember I told you we're going to use a meat fork. So, you use a meat fork, and what you're doing is you're poking holes randomly throughout the top of this cake. The more holes you have in it, the top of this cake, the better. And here's another thing. This just now came out of the oven. Just now. Here's the secret with this icing. You put the icing on the cake while it's still piping hot. Reason why is you want those holes nice and deep all the way down to the bottom. That's why you use a meat fork, because it gets all the way down to where you're scraping the bottom of the pan as you're poking those holes in. And you're going to pour your icing in while it's nice and hot so it soaks in completely. Okay. So, switching. And I can't resist. Sorry, guys. I'm very, very tempted to, but I'm going to reuse that soon in a minute. So, take the spatula right here, pour it out on top as quickly as you can. Because the quicker you are, the better. Like I said, piping hot. You want this cake to still be just fresh coming out of the oven. Now, I don't know how well, yeah, you can definitely see it with the camera. Okay, I got the tablets up pretty good. You can see me spreading it out over this. And look how thin it is. I may do another picture or a video. I think I'm just going to do a picture for you. I don't really want to do another video clip. After it's completely cooled down, I'll put a piece of the cake on my plate, and then that way you can see what it looks like after it's completely cooled down and the icing is completely in. Okay, so here's my tip to you. If you really like to have a little coat of icing on top and it just doesn't seem like a nice cake to you because, well, every bit as you can see, I'm going to get me a glove and I'm going to show you. Pretty much every bit of the icing is already down inside the cake. See how quick that was? That's why you want it piping hot. Because you want that lemon icing to go all the way through so that every bite you take, you're tasting that lemon really strong, okay? So that's the key to a good lemon cake, okay? That's why this icing is what makes the whole entire cake. My husband will tell you the same thing, okay? So, for us, we like to know that we're having icing. So, here we go again. I have to do this one more time. So, I already done 1 cup. And we're going to get another ½ cup. And I like to do it while it's still hot. It also helps makes this cake extra moist because the icing going down in while it's still hot, because it gives it a little extra moisture. And 2, which is also good. So kind of think of this lemon cake kind of what reminds me of when you buy glazed donuts, like Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. That's kind of what this icing is like, okay? That's the best way, in my opinion, to describe it to you. And I'm telling you, the icing is amazing. Just saying, it really is. Okay, here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ooh, and 10. Let's get it all mixed together. And then you will put it on again. And I want you to see this. I will definitely get my gloves because that pan is so really, really hot. I want you to see before I pour this next batch on how much already from just the minute that I showed you, it's already soaked into the bottom and seeped down way down into the cake and soaked into it. It's amazing how quickly it happens, but the key is you got to do it immediately after you pull it out of the oven, or it doesn't work right. So don't waste any time. Once this baby is out, you better be poking those holes in there and be getting this icing poured on. Look at that. Can you see how much it's seeped in already? I'm just like, you got that little glaze, like the donut glaze, like I was talking about. Okay. Spatula. Put you over here for now. Again. Oh, yum. Oh. Alright, here we go. Second round. This time it should stay on top a little better. Sometimes I do 3 batches of this icing. And I go according to how quick it seeps in. And, yeah, there we go. Now it's starting to stay on top a little better. And let's see if I can do it without burning myself. I'm burning myself on my video. No, I'm not. Okay. It's actually staying better on the top better. It's not sinking in as fast this time. So that tells me that the first batch got sunk in really good. And so I'm just doing this. Looks a little weird because it's a little watery. on the second round. So I won't put any more icing on until the very end. I may do it before we decide to eat a piece of it if we feel like we need a little bit more. But anyway, icing is perfect. Whatever you do, keep moving. This is my splurge day. Keep eating healthy. Do not give up on yourself. I know we all fall off the bandwagon sometimes. Well, whatever you do, don't get discouraged. Just jump right back on and get right back into it. You guys have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you want. If not, that's cool too. Check me out on my Facebook. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Talk.